Hello, I'm Shantigarbha.
And I'm Gesine.
And welcome to NVC Life
Hacks.
So, as you can see, we're on holiday at the moment, and we thought we'd do something as a couple, and based on our work with couples. So we do couples mediation. And one of the issues that we found with couples that we've met is that sometimes they really struggle with this thing about how to receive love. How are they going to receive love from their partner?
And as Shantigarbha mentioned, we are also a couple, so we can say something about how we receive love. And here are some things which we found helpful and we would like to share with you.
So we're going to look at love in an NVC context and bringing awareness to the different ways in which we can receive love. So let's see how a giraffe deals with this question. Do you love me? Do you love me? Let's see what they say. Do you love me? Well, Jacqueline, to answer that question, I need a bit of information first. So I'm wondering, how are you using that word love? Do you mean, am I feeling warm and gooey and tender at the moment? Or are you telling me about a need that you're trying to meet or you want to be met? Probably just want to know how you're feeling actually at the moment. Okay, so could you ask me again? Do you love me? When? So I need to know when. Are you talking about right now? I suppose so. Yes. Well, do you love me right now? Are you feeling loving and warm and tender and those things right now? Not really. No. But ask me again. Ask me again in a few minutes, and I'll let you know.
As we heard from the role play, there are two aspects of love, and one is the feeling, how I feel right now. Is this cuddly, warm, tender, or close? And feelings can change from moment to moment. It's a bodily sensation. And the other aspect is love as a need, as a universal human need. And that reminds me of the Beatles song, All You Need Is Love. And I like to ask Shantigarbha, is this true? Is this how it is, that all we need is love? Is it love we all need?
Well, love is all you need. Obviously, love is an incredibly important aspect of human life, and it enriches our heart, and it nourishes us, and it gives us courage, and makes life worth living, and helps us to feel safe and a sense of belonging. So it's incredibly important, yeah. And at the same time, my impression is we also need some wisdom to balance out the love. Love on itself can easily fall into obsession or fanaticism. So we need some wisdom to help us balance the love.
So when we talk in this context about love, it's about romantic love.
Yeah.
And when we use the word love, it's important to have clarity in which way we use it. Is it as a feeling, how we feel right now, or as a need? What the need for love, and how we want to meet this need.
And that need for love is pretty constantly there throughout our lives. Even if we're not feeling it in the moment, it's there in the background.
Yeah. And there are ways to meet our need for love. And I wonder how do you receive your need for love? Also, how do you receive love, and how do you get these needs met?
Well, how do I receive love? Well, one way is touch. We really enjoy touch. That's a way that I can receive love.
A little bit softer way.
Okay. Yeah. And another way is being heard. Being heard, being seen, being heard in particular. I really receive that as love.
So touch and being heard.
Yeah. And how about you? How do you receive love?
Yeah, touch is also for me important.
Okay, so we're on firm ground.
And there's also about care, mutual care, how we care for each other, how we make life wonderful for each other. It's very sweet for me.
Yeah. So touch and care, mutual care, how we support each other, how we care for each other. Okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
So there are other ways also to receive love. And I remember once we talked about the garden of love.
Oh yes, the garden of love. Yeah. So we came up with this image or way of visualizing the need for love as a garden, as a beautiful garden with beautiful flowers and trees and maybe grassy areas, and it has many doors opening onto this garden, around this garden, many doors open onto this garden of love. And we've already heard about some of those doorways. So like quality time, like we heard about
closeness, appreciation,
being
gifts,
oh, very important, yes.
Especially the unexpected surprises,
Okay.
And spontaneously.
Okay, I remember
that. Acts, how we contribute to the other person's well-being.
Okay, yeah. We mentioned being seen, being heard, touch.
Yeah, integrity, honesty.
Yeah, inclusion, belonging.
Beauty, and freedom. So it's also very important to have a sense of giving and receiving freely. This is also which comes from an authentic place.
So there are all these doorways which open onto the garden of love. So this is a way to remember just how rich that need is and how all the different ways that we can receive love.
Yeah. So we have 4 top tips, which we found helpful if we have clarity. And the first one is to recognize that we have different ways to receive love. And
the garden of love can help us to do that. If we visualize the garden of love, it can help us to remember that people receive love in different ways. The second one is that we can get clear for ourselves how we receive love. That might take a little bit of reflection and just kind of exploration. Yeah, well, how do I receive love?
And the third one is to explore with our loved ones how they would receive love.
Just like we were doing there. So asking the other person, well, how would you receive love? Yeah. And fourthly, we can clarify any unspoken expectations around love. Sometimes we expect to receive love in certain ways that we've learned from our family or our parents or whatever. However, the other person may not have a clue about that. So we can clarify those expectations and make clear requests to our partner or to our loved ones about how we can receive love.
So it's really about communication and speaking from a place of want to contribute to other people's life.
Yeah, make it easy for them to contribute to our lives.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Okay. And it's also worth remembering that love is a two-way street. So it's about being loved and it's also about loving. Loving and being loved. It's a two-way street. Sometimes we get rather fixated on the idea it's just about being loved and what we need to do in order to be loved. However, love, the full value is about loving and being loved.
Yeah, I like the sound of it.
So Jackal here has been listening really carefully to all of this, and he's decided to put his giraffe ears on. There we are, giraffe ears. Oops. And let's see how it goes this time. So I heard you feel rather uncomfortable when I asked you, do you love me? Yes. So I'm going to ask a different question. So Giraffe, can you tell me 3 things that I do that meet your need for love? 3 things. Ooh, 3 things that you do that meet my need for love. Ooh, yeah, I feel really warm hearing that, really enjoying hearing that. Even just the question, 3 things. Well, one thing is when you come up and when you hug me for at least 10 seconds, you wrap your arms around me and you give me a hug. I can receive that as love. There's warmth and closeness and touch and love. Oh, yes, I like the sound of that. I'll try and remember that. Okay, now another thing that you do that I can receive as love, that meets my need for love, is when you cook a meal that I find really delicious and tasty and nourishing. And I can receive that as love in the way of nourishment and care, that kind of love. Oh, yes, yes, yes. And actually, I enjoy cooking, so yes, that works for both of us, and it means for both of us. Yes. Okay, and the third one is when you come to bed at the same time as me, when we go to bed at the same time, and we get into bed at the same time, and then there's this sense of togetherness and completion. We're completing the day together. So I can also receive that as love. Oh yes, okay. Okay, so those are three things that meet my need for love. Things that you do that meet my need for love. And how do you feel now, Jack? Oh yes, I feel really pleased that I asked. I'm really satisfied how I asked. Thank you.
That's it for now. If you enjoyed watching this video and you got something out of it and you would like more of it, you can go to our website or join us on Facebook and Instagram. And there was something else.
And of course, you can join us on one of our events.
That's a good idea. See you there.
Bye now.